Hi everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope that everybody is happy and well wherever you are. I wanted to talk a little bit about the angels and how to get them to listen to you, because I know there are so many people out there that think the angels aren't listening, or what about when there's a crisis and all this is going on and I've been asking for help and nothing's coming, or what are the angels, or just what the heck is going on. And we think of the angels as celestial beings of light. We think of them as guardians. We think of them as above us in some ways. And the angels really only are an extension of unconditional love. So whatever that means for us, that is how we are going to see them. That is how we're going to work with them. We're going to sense the energy of who they are, and how they work with us in our life is really up to us. An angel can't intervene, or that energy, that positive energy out there in the universe can't intervene with us until we fully connect to ourselves. We fully accept it and believe that it's there with us. I know there are people that don't really believe in angels, but they are aware that energy is in everything, and you can manipulate energy, but there is a way in which that you can start talking to the angels so that you can start seeing results. Because believe me, with some of the questions that I get asked over all of these years, biggest question in life besides your life purpose and opening up your abilities is, I just want to talk to the angels and I just can't hear them. I can't see them. I can't speak with them. It happens for everybody else and it doesn't happen for me. And I wanted to make this video, even though I've made other ones about how you can connect and how you can hear your angels and all of that kind of stuff. They were quite a long time ago. I wanted to make this just to make it really clear how simple it is for you to do this. And I feel that my job here on the earth is to gather knowledge, which I've been doing over a long period of time. Gather knowledge, collate it all together and make it easy for you guys to hear. Make it easy for you guys to use in your life. Maybe remind you of some of the little spiritual truths that you had in the beginning and to start using them again. My hope is that I help you to help yourself, and that you understand that all healing, all change, all growth, all spiritual journeys are your own. They're unique to you. You don't have to follow anybody else. You don't even have to listen to what I'm saying. But if you've been drawn to this video, to watch this video about connecting with your angels and talking to them so they can hear you, then this is what it's about. You're going to get something here. This is also going to bring you a little bit of a tune-up with your abilities. So the angels are there with you, sort of creating this beautiful force field energy. And creating attunements for you within your body, so you can become highly tuned in to the energies around you. Okay, so there's a few things that I want to talk about. We're going to be talking about Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. So I'm just starting with the four, the main archangels that people talk about. Within these four different archangels are many legions of other angels as well, like specialist angels. And you could call it specialist energy, because what we're doing is we're using the law of attraction to work with us instead of against us. We're putting faith in the positive instead of having faith in negative things, okay? I really want to talk to you guys about anxiety, and I want to make it into a special, probably a 3 or 4 part series on, the different types of anxiety, because you can easily get out of it. If this is something that you want, write to me underneath. Anyway, we want to talk about these 4 main archangels. Okay, so I'm going to briefly talk with you about what they do, what this energy is, okay? And before I start that, you need to know that you are able to do this. I'm telling you, you were born with the abilities, all of your abilities intact. If there's something that doesn't feel like you're connecting properly, you need to trace it back to an emotion. Okay, you want to trace it back to where you got this idea that you're not good enough to receive any answers, help, or support. Okay, so we can work on all that another time too. So let's start with good old Archangel Michael, okay? Archangel Michael likes to come into everybody's life and help. You know, he's like a guardian to all of us. He's a guardian to humanity. He's working on many different levels and many different dimensions as well, which is a whole nother story. But let's just say he can be everywhere at once. That's what the word omnipresent means. It means everywhere at once, okay? So it doesn't matter, you're not interrupting him from some big mission, you know, this energy is working all the time. Now, Archangel Michael brings us confidence, it brings us strength, guides us, brings us protection, you know, protection for our auric field, protection for our physical body, protection over our dreams and over anything negative that might be coming into those dreams or frightening us in some way. He helps us to set out with a soul purpose, our soul purpose, us as a soul. And the purpose being our greatest happiness, like looking for this within ourselves first before we're looking anywhere else for it. He sets us off on a journey. This is all energy as well, okay? An energetic journey of the soul, you as a soul. A winding path, a winding road that stretches out and narrows out at times, and people coming and going on this path, but it's your own, you know, it's a path of your own. And you can stop and listen to all those people that are trying to stop you as you move on your path if you choose. But it is good if you can learn to not allow things to, you know, disrupt your pattern or take you off course in any way. You know, you need to have this strength of purpose that you're moving forward and that you can see, you know, with Archangel Michael, you know, he can help you to start to see things for yourself. So we work with Archangel Michael on just about everything that we need on our spiritual path. You know, he'll bring us into the right people and the right places and the right situations. But there's a catch to all of this, okay? When we're working with the angels, we can't go into it with a negative feeling inside of ourselves. In other words, when you're asking for help and saying, Archangel Michael, you know, please help me do this or help me do that or whatever it is you're asking for, you can't then sit back and just expect everything to start changing in your life without you moving forward with it. Okay, the energies have to combine. You also want to be sure that you're asking for things in the right way, you know. This is a big one because this is the main key of my video, is talking to the angels and getting them to answer you, you know, getting answers in your life quickly, you know. And sometimes it's not always the way in which you want it to be, believe me, because that in itself, like if you put a limitation on what you're wanting from the angels, that in itself is just going to cause limits everywhere in your life, and you're not going to get the big scope of everything. So when we work with Archangel Michael, he works with us instantaneously. Please remember this. If you have children that are suffering from nightmares, if you have kids that have got ADHD, attention problems, anxiety, and, you know, stressful stuff going on, you know, he can work with them. So when you're asking for Archangel Michael to be by your side, just thank him for being there. You don't have to say, please be with me. Say thank you for being with me. So it balances everything out and it shows your faith in the situation. We will talk more about this in just a minute, but I want to bring in all the energies of the other angels too and what they're doing for you. So we know Archangel Michael has got our back with our life purpose, with our protection levels, with our spirituality, with opening up, you know, anything that we want to have happen, enhancing things in our life, okay? Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel. And Archangel Gabriel comes forward to help us to listen, you know, instead of pushing out that inner voice. When we want to open up our clairaudience, which is clear hearing, you know, we're thinking that we're going to start hearing voices in our head. And if that started happening, we'd all think we're mental, and you wouldn't want to be telling anybody that either. When the angels are speaking with you, it's always in your own voice. You can hear it in your mind. You know, you can hear it in your heart. You can hear it in your stomach. You can feel it, okay? You know, we understand that if an angel is standing directly in front of us, you know, what do you think they're going to say to us? Do you think they're going to start picking on us? You know, because that's what people do. We feel judgment from everybody, so then we start thinking the angels are going to judge us, you know. They don't really care. They're looking at you, your heart space, you know, the things that you've been through, the life that you've lived. They're just nothing but proud of you guys actually surviving and being here, you know. They know how hard it is on earth, you know, and they said to you before you came to earth, you really want to do this again, and you wouldn't have missed it. There's a great healing happening on the globe. When you start healing yourself, it's a ripple effect across the earth, you know. So Gabriel helps you to understand that your clairaudience is not a foreign voice in your head. It's not voices arguing with each other and having their own personalities or whatever either. It's just a knowing. It's like in your own words. So if I said to Archangel Gabriel, what's the message that you could give everybody that's listening? The first thing that I get in my mind is trust. Trust. Love yourself enough. Those words come into my head, you know. When we have adoration for ourselves, we are blowing away a lot of the cobwebs of the past straight away, because we like to make life easier. We like to make life easier for ourselves, but we tend to make life harder for ourselves because we are constantly living backwards at all the crap that people have treated us like, or the things that we think we've done, and all of this, and it just continues to flow through where, you know, we can't even believe that we can speak to the angels or have some kind of connection here, because they only talk to everybody else, you know, and it's just not true. I used to think this myself, so I know how to get out of it too. So when you're listening, Archangel Gabriel, you say, Archangel Gabriel, thank you for sending me a message. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen with my heart wide open. Remembering that the messages that you get from the angels are never, ever going to be angry. They're never going to be full of ego. They're never going to say, oh, well, you know, you're too stupid to hear us, or anything like that. If we hear, I can't, you know, it's too hard, other people can do it, but I can't. If we hear any of that stuff, that's us doing it. That's not the angels, okay? They're pure energy, pure light, pure love, the energy of unconditional love. So there's none of that going on. What you have to do when you're talking with the angels is use your imagination. When you use your imagination, and really use your imagination, which is going to help you to meditate, it's going to help you with your vision, which we're going to talk about too. It's going to help you with everything in your spiritual journey and your life. It's going to help you see the future. It's going to help you hear things. It's going to help you be in touch. It's going to help you open up your abilities. You use your imagination. You're turning on the right side of your brain, you know, and this is where all of the pictures and all of the memories are stored. This is where a lot of knowledge is stored on an intuitive level as well. You start kicking into that part of your brain, you're going to ignite more than 10% of your brain capacity. Okay? The more you start working, I mean, we need to get more than 10% of our brain capacity switching itself back on. So imagination is part of this. It's part of the key. So when you ask Archangel Gabriel for assistance, who also helps you with your throat, helps you to speak, helps you to walk your path, helps you to clear away the rubbish that other people have said to you, the belief systems that you have in place because of the way that your parents treated you or how they raised you, or bullies or whatever is going on with you as well, you know. Archangel Gabriel can help you to reveal the hidden parts of yourself that you are denying, and making you to feel, you know, whole, and that you're okay no matter what you're doing. So when you're working with Archangel Gabriel, ask for a message with thanks or with intent that it's already happened. You know, thank you, Archangel Gabriel, for guiding me. Thank you for helping me to understand messages. You know, you can say things like this. Archangel Raphael awakes all of the healers. We are all healers. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if people say, oh no, I can't be a healer, why not? Okay, so for example, when you fall over or something, what's the first thing you do? You grab your knees with your hands, bang. Oh, 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 rubbing the spot, right? You're healing it. It feels better straight away. It takes the ache out straight away, right? So no more talk that you're not a healer. You all are. I don't care. In what way you heal, in what way that you do it, you're all a healer. You've all got everything, okay? Don't listen to that rubbish anymore, okay? Archangel Raphael understands that each one of us have emotions. You know, we've got crap, we've got stuff. And sometimes we can watch something on TV and it just triggers a memory, you know, or a traumatic event. Or we see lovers, you know, on TV, and, you know, people wish that they had that kind of connection with someone and they cry, you know. People see their children all together and they don't have theirs together and they cry. You know, my youngest son, he didn't live with me for the longest time, and I remember going, like, if I go shopping to the shopping centre, I'd see a little boy with his little ears, you know how when they're real little and their ears stick out. At least my boys' ears did. I'd see this little boy, you know, with his ears, and I'm, oh, it's Adrian, you know, and I'd be, and then I'd be, whoa, 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 you know, and then, oh, it wasn't, you know, but it's like the spark of something there, and then I'd be upset, you know, that I didn't have my child with me. And Archangel Raphael understands all those pockets, hard pockets of energy that develop. We get joint problems, you know, we get problems with our heart congesting, we get all kinds of aches and pains and things carrying on from hard lumps of undissolved hurt, of undissolved anger, undissolved questions, undissolved trauma, you know, going on and 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 on. And some people go, I must have been cursed, you know, in a past life. I've just got all of this stuff going on. Well, you know, keep on believing that and you'll keep on having it happen to you, you know. Archangel Raphael really teaches us to awaken, to realize what we're saying when we're saying things, to understand that if you really want something to happen in your life, you must imagine it already taking place. You must put healing into it, you know. Think of all the things you'd really like to have happen and just let it happen, you know, with your thoughts. Imagine it and cut off the how, when, where, why, who's going to do it. Don't worry about all that stuff, because if you go how, you put a block. When, you put a block. Who, you put a block, you know. You're putting blocks with all your questioning. Just questions all the time. Give yourself answers. So Archangel Raphael, he's like, you know, looking at you and say, for example, you know, you need a code to get into the ATM or something like that. You know, you need a code to get into the bank. He just puts a code or unlocks a code within your body to open up healing. Simple. That's something that I imagined would happen to me. So I do it to everybody else and it happens to them too. See? Make it easy for yourself. Okay, so we work with Archangel Raphael on our own healing abilities, awakening our gifts, you know, understanding ourselves, knowing that we can work with him on many different aspects of healing, not just physical healing, you know, and not just for ourselves as well. The intent to help someone else is so powerful, you know, and the karma that you're bringing back to yourself is just amazing. We also have Archangel Uriel, most underrated angel. You know, guys, I love talking about Uriel if you know me by now. Archangel Uriel is the angel who is like a counselor to us. You know, he's also the first one that kind of hears us scream out for help. You know, if we're going, oh my God, please help me, you know, desperately asking for assistance. He's one of the angels that is there straight away going, bang, okay, what do you need? You know, what's going on? What's happening? You know, help, talk to me kind of thing, you know. And Archangel Uriel, I want to tell you a little story. What he does is he helps to lift the burdens, you know, because we're carrying all these responsibilities and stress and, blah, you know, everything. This whole world is like, you know, people are just pulling at us from every single direction. Do you know what I mean? It gets overwhelming and stuff. And then you have a big outburst, and then you go, oh my God, I feel so bad, I've had an outburst. Let's go around in circles with ourselves, right? So Archangel Uriel, you know, you say to him, look, dude, I'm so sick of carrying this stuff. I don't know what to do anymore, you know? So Archangel Uriel, look, just take this stuff from me. Take it. Take it. And then what happens is, if you start to fold it back in, wondering how he's going to do that because it's been so hard for you. If you start folding back into it, saying, no, I'm giving that back to you because I don't want to deal with that. And this is where, you know, this is where the key is to manifesting your desires, to being able to talk to the angels, being able to see results for this, you know, with all this effort that you're putting into it. You know, you want to see results, hey? And you want to see them quickly. Archangel Uriel said to me one time, I was moaning about my arms. You know, if you're a girl, you look at your arms and you look at all, you know, the shirts, you know, like the singlet tops and stuff like that. And I'd always be like, oh, you know, I don't want to wear a singlet top because, you know, when my arms go down, it's like, blah, blah, you know. Just used to think that in my mind, you know. You want to look great, you know, and you start picking on yourself for your arms and stuff. Now, I've been doing this thing with my arms, you know, for a long time. One day, I was in my bedroom. I'm moaning about this, you know, wanting to wear this particular, like, dress with short sleeves because it's really gorgeous. And, you know, then I turn to my side and you can see, like, your arm is bigger, you know. So I'm doing this whole moan about this this thing. And if you're a chick, you know what I mean. And Archangel Uriel said to me, why are you going on about your arms? And I said, well, you know, I wish they were this and this. And I was telling him how I wanted them to be, you know, how I wanted them to be different, basically, right? And he stopped me in my tracks and said, you carried your babies with those arms, you know. And I just melted. I just melted into 1,000 tears. Like, how could I be so stupid and petty, you know, over freaking arms? I stopped worrying about that after that. I never talk about it anymore. And instead I just envision my arms how I think they look, you know, whether they actually look like that or not, I don't care. But I envision them. I envision myself how I think I look, you know. So Archangel Uriel can work with us on those things that we pick on about ourselves too. Our inner stresses that nobody really knows about. Bringing us back to reality a little bit about what we're doing to ourselves. Because we're constantly beating ourselves. We don't need anyone else to beat us up, let's face it. We are constantly doing this ourselves. And I know this is probably going to be a long video and I apologize, but I really want to talk to you all about this. So the moral of the whole thing is, like, when you're talking to the angels and you want to get a result from this thing that you've been trying to do for so long, or whatever it is that you've been doing. I don't know, some people do 8 hours of Om Shanti, you know, and some people meditate and can't connect, and some people try it once and just let it go, and some people ask for help and they're working with their angels, but they actually don't believe anything's going to take place, you know. They're fearful. The fear is still sitting there. Why? The fear sits there because we've been let down by everybody else, so why would the angels help us? Why would that work? You've got to be careful about asking for or intending for someone else to be hurt as well, you know. Intending your thoughts out there need to be all positive ones. Because there's some people out there that intend other people negative stuff, you know, they might be doing some kind of witchcraft or spells or something, which only really work if you believe in all that stuff anyway. But to send someone out some negative vibes, negative energy, hateful thoughts or whatever, it's only going to come back to you. It's the energy exchange. So you've got to think about what it is you really want to exchange here. What do you want to have coming back to you too? When you're talking to the angels and you're trying to get an answer here, you want to be really clear that you already have faith in the outcome. Not in the outcome that you necessarily want, but the best outcome for everyone involved. Because that way you're not limiting how amazing the answer can be. You're not saying it has to be a certain way, because in that you're just trying to control it too, you know. So you say, thanks Archangel Michael for your assistance. You know, I'm so grateful for the confidence that I have in my work, in what I'm doing. You know, words like this far outweigh and work so much better than, please, Archangel Michael, help me. I'm desperate. I hate my job. It's awful. I can't see how you're going to do it, but, you know, I am asking you for help, and, you know, I'm really stressed out about this, and, you know, maybe you won't help me because, you know, I've done this, this, and this 5 years ago or whatever it was. And you know what? Just forget it. Like, you know, you've got other things to do, Archangel Michael. I'm sure that you're not going to listen to me anyway. You know, there's people that do this. The old ways of doing things have got to stop if you want new things to happen to you. You know, I feel like I've got this, like, deep love for humanity, like for all of us to come together and work this out, you know. There's no hierarchy in my life. I don't care what anyone thinks of what I do, what I say, who I am, what I look like. All of my past insecurities have been washed away with love. And it's love for myself, without being a big head, you know. I just actually appreciate who I am, you know. And it shows in what I do. And it shows in how I can manifest things too. You know, I don't have to have much in my life, but there's manifesting things all over the place. And it's how we talk to the energies that are there. It's how we speak about ourselves. It's how we see ourselves in our life, you know. How we talk to the angels, what we expect to see, feel, hear, and sense. You know, some people think that you're not getting it right, you know, with your vision unless you can see something tangible in front of your face. And it doesn't work like that, because that would freak you out too much. I don't want to see an angel standing right here. I'd freak out too. But I know where my car is, and I can picture my car. I can imagine it. I know it's there, you know, I can imagine it, you know. And that's what you do with the angels too. You imagine them there. You see a vision in your mind's eye of what you think they look like. It's not wrong. That's how they're going to appear to you, is however you've imagined something. You know, but standing right in front of you? No. You know, very rarely that happens. Do you know what I mean? Or else we'd be capturing it on camera everywhere. Everyone's got their mobile phones everywhere, you know. So the vision is not what you're thinking. You know, it's more of what you're feeling, which becomes a vision and becomes a knowing. You know, like I was saying about Gabriel talking to you, you know, it's the inner voice. It's going to be your voice. Because believe me, if you start hearing disembodied voices, you're going to freak out, okay? There's another side to all of those disembodied voices too. I'll talk about that another time, okay? People who have been diagnosed with schizophrenia and paranoia and all these things, there's help for you too. And if you have anything like that going on, different voices, different feelings, different all of this, please contact me, okay? I can help you. I know it. So anyway, your inner hearing is going to be in your own voice. Okay, imagine what you think the angels are going to say to you. What do you really think they're going to say to you? Forget all that rubbish, okay? It's only going to be loving and positive forward movement for you. They're never going to tell you you're better than anybody else. That in itself is some other kind of energy too, okay? You don't want that. A lot of that's coming from a feeling of being superior. We don't want that. We all want to be equal here, but we want to be in tune, you know? Your clairsentience, your gut feeling. Again, you know, you get a gut feeling. We don't listen to the stupid thing, you know. We ask to be told something. We ask to be shown. We get shown and we go, couldn't be that. You know, gee, how many more signs do we need? You know, your gut feeling directs you 24/7. So if you feel like you don't get any gut feelings, you're thinking of it in the wrong way. Because your gut feeling is leading you in every little thing that you do. When you wake up in the morning, you know, to how you wake up in the morning, to when you go to the toilet, to when you get ready, it's all your gut feeling. It's all leading you, okay? It's not a sudden, oh, in your stomach, wow, you know, now I'm going to go and watch TV, you know? It's not like that. It's just a constant thing that's going on, okay? We get an instant feeling when we're around someone, you know, when we're around someone we dislike, when we're around animals, that feeling is your gut instinct, it's your intuition. And this is heightened as we're speaking, okay? This intuition, this intuitive, your feeling is never wrong, okay? I mean, it may lead you to do something that you feel is wrong. It may lead you to a situation that didn't work out as good as you thought it might. But there's experience in it, you know? Doesn't mean that it was like, well, my gut feeling was wrong and I listened to it and look where I ended up. It's not like that, you know? That you always have to have some kind of experience, and if we don't go through anything, then we can't get our way out of it, and we can't teach others how to do it, you know? So we've got to have some experiences, or life's going to be pretty boring, you know? So, you know, all of your senses, you know, are probably not what you were thinking, you know, when you start out with your spiritual journey. If you want the help and assistance from the angels, you must have faith that it's already taking place in the best way for everybody, you know? Watch the words that you use to talk to the angels. Are you reaching out in desperation, you know? And if you're getting yourself to a point of desperation, you need to look at that as well and trace it back. Like, why am I so, you know, in dire straits? Why am I in such a state? Why have I let myself get to this point before I've actually asked for anything? And why don't I actually believe it will happen, you know? You don't have to be religious to connect with angels. You don't have to be going to church to connect with angels. You know, any religion has angels in them anyway. And really, you know, all they are messengers. You know, to me, they're just celestial beings of light that are family. You know, we've known them on the other side of the veil. They've worked with us. They've helped assist us. They don't have to have an earthly incarnation, so they're not weighted down. You know, they see everything as easy. And this is how you need to see it too. People go through all kinds of sections of their life, you know, and there's times when you just don't want to be talking about spiritual stuff, and you don't want to be asking the angels for anything. You just want to be angry. You just want to be upset. You want to be in the moment. And that's cool, because that's allowing your heart to break open. When your heart breaks open, that's the chance for the healing to come in. When there's a crack in your heart, the angels can get in there and help you. Can't do it while you're all bound up, you know, and you haven't had a break. You need a break in emotion for there to be healing. In fact, when you're at your lowest or you're feeling ill, you know, to me, you know, if I get, like I had a tooth thing last week, you know, just suddenly I was out like this. I couldn't do videos. It was out like this, and I'm thinking, you know what? I've just got rid of some kind of poison from me, you know? And it was on the feminine side, so it was something to do with a woman or my mother, or, you know, that's quite possible, or just my own self, some sort of poison I was holding on to, and it just came. So sometimes when we see an illness, we think, oh, I must have done something wrong to get this. But no, you've had a healing. When do we see healing happening? When you're well, you know, even though it's always coursing through you, you know, you can only see healing happening when something finally erupts, you know, from your life. So when you're talking to the angels, don't give them directions. Don't limit yourself on what you can receive. If you want to manifest things and you want to have things happen, and you want to see the results and the effects of the angels working in your life, okay, the way in which you talk to them is vital. That's the only thing. The way in which you let go of all your crap and give it to them, and don't try to take it back again, is vital to the result, okay? The understanding that there are a lot of people involved in the choices that you make and the things that you need to do. Once you start to understand this, you know, and let it go, knowing that the right outcome will happen for everybody, you know, you will have success. When you're trying to manifest abundance in your life, you know, don't put a limit or a price on anything. Have faith, you know. Said to people before, I came over to the United States with $50 in my purse. I had enough for a coffee and some lunch. Something went wrong, well, whatever, but I wasn't thinking that. I was saying to myself, this is going to be so easy. I'm going to get into Houston, and I'm going to go right through, and I'm going to go to the next plane. It's just going to be so, and it was. I didn't even need a drink of anything. I had some water in my bag. I had some snacks before I left. I didn't need any money. But people would go, oh my God, yeah, you're going overseas with $50. What the hell are you thinking? I just had faith in my heart. I didn't think anything. I didn't think anything was going to go wrong, and it didn't. I mean, I could have sat there going, oh my God, what if I need a hotel? What blah, 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 blah. I just would have drawn all that stuff to me, you know. So it's been a work in progress, I'm telling you, with mind, the way your mind thinks. When you've got triggers, when you've got emotions, when you've got stress, when you've got anxiety, when you've got no confidence, when you don't feel like anyone's helping you, you know, when you've been abused, when you've been neglected, when you've had no love shown to you, you know, when you don't think that you're going to ever find your life partner, when you don't think that you're ever going to succeed, or you're ever going to have any money, or you're ever going to be able to do anything. You know, when you think that way of negative, all these negatives are happening, so there must be more negatives. When you think that way, it keeps on rolling that way. And this is why I make these videos like this, because I just want to point out the way your mind thinks. You know, think negative, it keeps on coming, all the crap keeps on coming, the people keep on coming, then you go, well, there is no help out there, you know, because you keep expecting it to go bad. So the expectation of everything being positive lifts you out of all the shit you've ever been in before. All the crap, you know. Yes, I just sweared. Oh well, you know, but it's true, okay? You start thinking positively. First it starts in little bursts. You start seeing signs of things. The 1111, the 222s, the 333s, the butterflies, the feathers. You start seeing positive posts. You know, uplifts your spirit. You start learning. I know when I started my spiritual journey, I was thirsting for knowledge. More. Where can I learn from? What can I do? Who can I listen to? You know? So you start with your positive mindset. You don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself, you know? I mean, you can do that if you want to, but you're just going to keep on getting the same strife, you know? You're going to be walking through mud if you keep doing that. You know, you say to yourself, like, I can do anything that I want. I just got to focus on this, you know, without limitations. That's cool. That means I can get something even better than I ever thought of. Wow, I'm open to that, right? So even though all this stuff has happened to us in the past, and it's been whatever, you know, and we watch a movie and we get the trigger points, we get emotional, we get upset, we get angry sometimes, we're screaming at someone that we shouldn't be yelling at, we get road rage, you know, we get annoyed, come on, you know, all this stuff starts happening. But we can bring it back in, and we're asking the angels for assistance. Thanks for guiding me forward, you know, thanks for lighting the way. Thanks for putting healing into my future. Thanks for putting healing into my past so that I'm in a better healed reality than I was 5 minutes ago. You know? Thanks for always being there, supporting me. It just creates a safety net around you. Like straight away. You know? You talk to the angels as though they've already helped you and they've already assisted you. It's already taken place and your body's catching up to it all. You know? This is the secrets. And if you don't think that you've got abilities, you've been brainwashed somewhere along the line. If you don't think you're good enough, you've listened to someone else. You've listened to someone's point of view, who probably saw your worth and wanted to squash it, okay? And if you've been abused, someone definitely saw your worth and didn't want you awakening up, you know, and awakening yourself, enlightening yourself, understanding that you're already enlightened anyway. You know, that's what all the Buddhas were trying to tell us. You know, if you have doubts about your future, you know, you're focusing on an imagination of a bad future for yourself, you know. You're just allowing all these crazy thoughts to overtake your brain, you know, and settling you into failure. Why are you sabotaging your happiness? Trace it back to where it came from. And don't take it personally anymore. You know, the way that people treat you is how they feel about themselves. That's basically it. So whenever you've been treated horribly, geez, that person must feel really bad and awful about themselves to then project this, you know, onto you, because you'll take it. you know, you'll take it, you'll live it, you'll feel it, you know, which is a cruel thing to do to somebody. But you can allow that to continue to be who you are because someone else has projected all their crap on you, or you can start to break out of it, you know, and you can get healthy. You can change the way you look. You can change the way your body feels. You can get rid of constant stress that's in your body, causing you to put on weight or lose weight, you know, and balance everything out again, you know. But if you don't have a imagination, a positive imagination for yourself, and a positive way of speaking when you're trying to connect to your spiritual helpers, you know, then you're not going to see it working for you. So you have to say to yourself, do I want this to work for me? You know, do I really want this to work for me? Or am I just messing around here? You know? Am I listening to the triggers, the things that are upsetting me in my life? Am I listening to those things and letting that pain come forward in order to help me to break apart a little bit and heal finally and get over it? Or am I going to stifle my pain and keep it for later, you know, in case I want to punish myself again, you know, because, you know, pain, you know, seeks punishment. You know, we keep on punishing ourselves over and over by keeping pain held within us, which causes all these physical problems. All your physical problems have to do with your emotions, you know, and somewhere along the line where you hate yourself is basically one of the biggest things, you know. So that's a whole nother story too. But when you're speaking to the angels, this is how you talk to them. You know what, I'm having this kind of issue, angels, I'm having this problem in my life. I'm so grateful that you're coming into my life and helping me see a way forward, a real easy way forward. You know, when I'm going to the Social Security on Monday, you know, I'm glad that it's going to be so easy. I'm going to walk in there and out of there so quick. Other people are going to be like, what? Why this person just came in and out? I'm going to get called. It's just going to be so easy. You know, you're creating a positive reinforcement for yourself. And without hanging on to, oh my God, what if there's a huge lineup? You know, if you do that, you're just blocking yourself. So you want to keep on creating positive reinforcements for yourself. You know, I see it happen to me all the time. I think something's going one way. I put the angels in charge of it, raise my hands up in the air and give up trying to figure it out in my head. Next thing you know, almost instantaneously, something has gone a complete 360 and I'm going in another direction. Happens, I'm just excited about life, you know, I'm going with the flow. The healing and things that we do, I just have a positive, nothing but belief in what I do. With all of this work that I do, I have nothing but belief in it, you know, and try to get the people to that place within themselves as well, you know, that place where that belief was there. You know, you had belief when you were a kid, you know, it all gets pushed away, you know. No more of that. We want to bring it all back to you, you know? Have belief in yourself. No more listening to the opinions of sheep. Whatever, who cares? You know, enjoy an exciting, happy life that you're creating for yourself. So what if you don't own a house in Beverly Hills, you know? Maybe your purpose at the moment is traveling around. You know, maybe your purpose is learning from people that you're staying with or doing things with or whatever. It doesn't have to be a negative thing that you're, you know, you're getting punished somehow. You just enjoy the moments. Enjoy each day as it comes. When you're talking to the angels, do so with the intention that they are actually listening to you. Don't question it or doubt it in your mind. I mean, you can if you want. You're just going to keep going around in circles. These are the ways in which you do it. People ask all the time. That's why I thought I would just make this video. And I know it's a long one. But I wanted to make this video from the heart, with understanding that everybody has, you know, something in their life that is difficult to navigate their way through. We all have hurts and upsets. We do take things personally. You know, someone calls us a name, we're going to feel horrible. And then we're going to start looking at ourselves and our behavior and the things we've done in the past. You know what? I deserve that name. You know, until we own that label. And I think that's wrong. You know, I think that is damage that we're doing to ourselves. And we've probably done it to ourselves over and over again. Taking everything personally that everyone says, does, feels, acts, behaves. It's on them. Everyone is responsible for their self and their own behavior. And we're also responsible how we allow things into our life. You know, do you want to allow someone to call you a name? You know, do you want to allow that energy to sit in your being? You know, or do you want to send healing back to that person as well as healing to yourself so you can just move forward freely? You know, thinking to yourself, that person really needs healing if they're going to project that stuff to me. You know, wow, they must be feeling really bad about themselves, you know, as all of a sudden they feel comfortable enough to call me that, you know. So they must be feeling really awful about themselves, you know. So I'm just going to envision that person in total wellness and acceptance of who they are, you know. Instead of going, oh my God, I can't believe it, oh, blah, 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 oh, you know, they're going to get so much negative karma back to them now, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think that's really positive. And it's not reinforcing a positive thing back towards you. And there's going to be times when we do get annoyed like that. Just forgive yourself, you know, and say, you know, I probably was a bit harsh with all my answering back to that person, you know. I'm just going to send them some love now. Give some forgiveness to myself too, you know. So just as long as you're catching yourself in your defeatist attitude, catching yourself in all of your little things, oh, I feel really bad, I feel really bad, I'm so bad, all that kind of stuff, all the guilt, you know, I should have done. There's nothing we can do about the past, you know, nothing except send healing into it. We're not going there, you know, we're going forward, and we want the forward motion to be the most amazing life, and it is possible. So there's people sitting there saying, yeah, well, I don't know how that can happen, you know. Well, that's it. You don't need to know how it can happen. All you need to do is trust your journey. Trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that you're going to be led in the right direction, the right people, the right places, the right opportunities. But put the energy into it too. Put the energy into it in the right way, you know, in the most positive way, without a shadow of a doubt, without needing to know all the answers, without controlling anything. Let it all go. That control thing is going to give you nothing but arthritis, okay? If you're gripping onto your future and you're trying to control exactly how it's going to be and what you need to do, and if I need to go in this direction and that direction, boom, 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 you're just going to end up, you know, stiff. Think about it. Stiff, controlling, you know. Think about the things that may be wrong in your life at the moment, in your body, you know, in your mind, you know, and see where you can balance it with love. See where you can use forgiveness, you know, for yourself. Not because you think that whatever the person did was okay, but because you don't want to keep carrying this person around with you anymore. Sick of it. You want to drop all that energetic weight, you know, that we grab. So I know that you can just chat to the angels anytime you like, in your own way. I do it all the time. You know, I'm not perfect, you know. I just say what I'm thinking all the time. But I'm grateful every single day too, you know. And it doesn't mean that I'm thinking, oh, I can do this and you can't. It's not like that at all. I've had many years at working at this, you know, to develop ways in which it's really easy. And that's why I'm sharing it all with you, you know. You can always come for a deeper reading. You can come for a shamanic healing, which is amazing at resetting everything in your life and rebalancing everything in your life. But really, we all need to be kind to ourselves, you know. We need to stop taking everything personally. We need to stop seeing an obstacle and becoming afraid of how we're going to navigate around it. Instead, we just need to say, that'll be easy. Be simple. Don't know how, don't need to know how, but somehow it's just going to be simple. I'm going to get through this. You know, we're seeing it all as an effort You know, we're going upstream without any paddles. Do you know what I mean? We need to go in the flow, with the flow. You know, if people want to waste their time on you, like thinking about you and sending you negative stuff and, you know, giving you all their power, nothing you can do about it except put up your shields and put up your blocks and keep on moving forward. Not everyone's going to like what you do as you move forward. Not everybody's going to understand what you do. Who cares? Just keep doing it anyway. As long as your intention is coming from the right place, you can't go wrong. As long as your intention is coming from a loving place, you want to help, you want to do the best you can, you want to live for your happiness, awesome. You know, that's all you need. What anyone else thinks is none of your business. You know, none of your business. Don't take it on. Don't take it personally. You know. So I really hope that you start just talking to the angels, no matter who they are. If you can't remember the name, say, hey, you angel, whoever's with me right now, whoever's there now, you know, thank you for creating an easy path for me, because I'm making it really messy for myself with all this ongoing stuff. So thanks for making it really easy for me, that I can notice it, you know, that I will notice it easily, you know, because sometimes I don't see everything too easily. So thanks for making it really clear, you know, as you're going forward in life. And we need reminders of these things, you know. I've had huge reminders over the last couple of weeks, so that's why I'm probably doing this video for you all now. And I'm going to do some other videos on anxiety, as I said, you know. I want to talk about kids too. There's kids at school getting bullied and all this too, okay? Let me know what you want to see. This is your channel. And I want to thank you so much for listening. And I hope that everyone's happy and well wherever you are. And until the next time, lots of love. And bye for now. Bye.